Hi folks, Karl Parkinson here. Delighted to read a few poems for you, and hope you enjoyed them and enjoy the reading and the performance. I'm going to read from my brand new, just published collection, Sacred Symphony, which is my third collection of poems. This is published by Culture Matters, a UK publishing house, and yeah, I'll just go right into it and read some poems. The first two poems are kind of related to each other. They're in some ways. The first one is called Poem for a Girl, and it's a short poem, very short poem. Poem for the Girl. They found you like a doe with a cracked neck, purple bruises stamped on your naked body, broken nails that clung to hair scraped at rugged skin, surrounded by totems of evil men, rope, tape, beer bottles, fag butts. Their foul urine odour musking the scent of the perfume you wore that evening. The yellow moonlight shimmered on your pale blue skin. That was a poem for the girl. Obviously inspired by a couple of, more than a couple, there's been a few of these things that happened to women here in Ireland over the last few years that we know about, of course, in stories, and obviously it's happened so many times throughout history. This next poem is a poem called Nothing More to Say, and it's actually a poem that I wrote a long time ago, and it just didn't fit into the other collections for whatever reason, and so I updated it a little bit, and it's basically about a drug addict in inner city Dublin, where I'm from. It's called Nothing More to Say. Nothing more to say about handbags snatched from old women's shoulders, lies told to his mother. It wasn't me, I never took the money. Valium ripped off from friends in the clinic. 30 mils Dotsy owes him on Friday. The nice touch he got in Steve-O's green this morning. Tommy's lovely gear, it's bleeding rocket fuel. Nothing more to say about the beatings in school by Mr. O'Brien, the ribs broken at home by his drunk of a father, how he had been held down and kicked in the street by vigilante hard men and had his face slashed from cheek to chin in a dirty prison cell. He scored today, cooked up, put the works in his arm and shot the heroin into his vein. Nothing to say to the Garda who told him he was a scumbag. Nothing to say to Father Joyce who raped him in the community centre when he was a 7-year-old child. Nothing to say to a God he stopped believing in after he made confirmation. 'Cause he scored today. I love you, Tracy. Cooked up. And the twins, Stacey and Stephen. Shot the heroin and little Amy. He turned blue and took a trip down the river with 2 queues for the boatman and nothing more to say. Yeah. That's that one. I'll move on to something a little bit more, I wouldn't say cheery, but yeah, lighter. It's called Fishing. This one has a nice picture to go along with it there. There's pictures in this book by Peter O'Doherty, photographer. So, fishing. On a rare sun-blazed day, we caught the dart. 4 or 5 of us left the flats and the concrete city behind us. Ragworms, rods, reels, a tray of beer, plenty of cigs, a ½ ounce of hash. Fishing. I hadn't a clue. I only went for the buzz. You two knew. Of the rush of the catch, the sacrament of the sea, the mothering of moss. Brothers that never made it, even close to the age I'm at. Fishing in the ocean of memory, hooking images of youth, reeling in a summer dream. Bit of nostalgia there. Poetic nostalgia, maybe. And I'll finish with one last poem, and it's called Make Art. It's Make Art, and it's in memory of a young poet, Paul Curran, who was a kind of spoken word performance poet on the Dublin scene and the Irish scene, who passed away quite young, a couple of years ago. And I was kind of writing this poem at the time, and I thought, yeah, kind of relates to him, so it's dedicated to him. Make art. Make art when your hands invoke the mystery. Make art when the balaclava men are banging down the hall. Make art when the odds favour the opponent. Make art when the terror chokes. Your breath is failing and failing. And make art when you fall deep into the canyon of grief. Make art in a small room filled with the thunder of keys. Make art in a mansion filled with cargoes of dust. Make art in the morning like the free bird sings. Make art in the night like the fox strips the bones of its kill. Make art in flaming youth, in aching old age, in tremendous death. Make art when the earth is a bloody horror show. Make art when the globe is a hopeful symphony. Make art when the critics detest you. Make art when the legions chant your name. Make art when your father is dying, or your mother, or your lover, or your best friend, or you. Make art when the infant is stilled, when the river fills with bodies, when the forest torch the sky, when the ice age is coming and the sun zooming in, when everywhere is war, war in the east, war in the west, war down south, war up north, war, war. When the young men shoot, burn, drown and hang themselves, when the old men grab the pussy and saints rape the sinners. When the comedians are banned and the triggered scream hate, Make art and paint it on their faces, smear it on the walls. Make art and bang it into their veins and shoot it on TV. Make art and shove it in their mouths and scream it in their ears. Make art that is more than a hashtag, a meme, a slogan, an advert. Make art that is real, surreal, magic, mad, glorious. Make art that offends, that stinks, that bleeds, that fights, that kills, that matters, that seduces, that loves and is holy. Make art when nobody cares if you do, when everyone wishes you wouldn't, when authorities blunder your dreams, when children hate their parents, when the old despise the young, when women are beaten for speaking out, when men are ruined for their conviction. In all this, make art from the suffering that built you. Make art, for there is joy in proclaiming your truth. Make art, for to search still has meaning. Make art, for the muse will devour you. Make art, for beauty will save the world. Make art for the highest and the lowest. Make art and you will reach the mountain top. Make art that can hang on the walls of the pub or the gallery. Make art for the one. Make art for the all. Thank you for listening and watching, and hope you are all staying safe and well. And if you'd like to get a copy of Sacred Symphony, you can go onto Culture Matters website, and you can buy it there and they'll post it out to you. Thank you.